Hi guys, my name is Hi Stitch.
And my name is Juan Diego. Um, I'm this guy's dad.
And then we will be talking about coffee.
Coffee. And we'll look at it from a couple different perspectives. We'll look at it if you're out of the house and you want to get a cup of coffee. We'll visit the age-old debate of what's better, Dunkin' Donuts coffee or Starbucks. And then we'll talk about making coffee at home. Okay, let's start off with asking Danny the apparent question. Do you like coffee?
I do.
What do you like about coffee?
Coffee is good, everyone is happy, and it's always going to be more or less happy as forever.
Right. And that's true. There are chemicals and flavonoids in coffee that does make people happy. And on top of that, there's a lot of sentimental feelings that people actually get attached to coffee. I think most people, at least who grew up, my generation, can relate to their dad, their mom, maybe making coffee at home, and that smell that kind of permeated the home and everything. So, and when we drink coffee, it's like with some people would sing a song about with alcohol. I drink alone. While with coffee, we don't. Right? It's a social thing. Correct?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's nice to go sometimes out of the house and sit down somewhere and just get a cup of coffee and take a half an hour or so to just talk to each other and have a cup of coffee. So, okay, well, let's start with that Dunkin' and Starbucks thing. Our little town of Bloomsburg here has both a Dunkin' as well as a Starbucks. Which one do you like?
I like both.
Okay, so you like both. Now, I think people have probably picked up on the thing that we have a tendency not to pick sides with a lot of things. And, well, it's true, though. I mean, it can be like apples and oranges. And there goes an airplane. It can be like apples and oranges. They're good things about both types. We'll start off with Dunkin' because we probably go there a little bit more often. What do you like about Dunkin' Donuts?
Well, Dunkin' is good, and it's always going to be good for a reason.
Right. Now, Dunkin' probably doesn't have as much of a variety as Starbucks does, but we go with basics anyway. Well, what do we usually get when we go to Dunkin'? Coffee or something else, or what?
Coffee and maybe like something to eat.
Yeah, so you can get something to eat. A lot of times we'll just get coffee and we'll get it straight up, regular coffee. Do you like your coffee hot or cold?
Hot.
Okay, so when we're together, we usually tend to get it hot. Sometimes, though, you do drink iced coffee, correct?
Correct.
You like that?
I do like that.
Okay. Well, when do you get the iced coffee?
When I'm with my mama.
Yeah. So usually when you're with your mom, that's when you get the iced coffee. Mm-hmm. That's good. I mean, you can enjoy it whatever way you want. So, and then the other nice thing that you said, you could get something to eat there too, right?
That's correct, though.
Okay. And what will you usually get to eat?
Well, you can get a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, you can get a breakfast wrap or a breakfast sandwich. You can also get what?
And you can eat some donuts too.
Right, donuts. What do you like about donuts when you have a coffee?
Well, because I have lots of kinds with donuts. So I'll do like chocolate and with sprinkles, and everybody likes their muffins too. this same time, and because everybody likes those for a reason.
Right, because they're good. Yeah. And what do you like to do with your donut?
We love to dip it in your coffee.
Right. So you like to do the dipping. Uh, Again, I don't, but that's okay. Sometimes I have, but yeah, to each their own. You can enjoy it in a lot of different ways, and that's all right. So yeah, great breakdown of some of the things that you can get there. Can you get a fish sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
A fish sandwich? How about a roast chicken?
I never heard that name.
Yeah, no, you can't get those things. The thing about Dunkin' is, okay, they don't have as much of a variety as some of the other places, but what they do have are lower prices. You know, it's a little bit cheaper. And what about the environment at Dunkin'? We sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Is it nice and relaxed there?
Yes.
Yeah, and definitely you could be relaxed and laid back and have a nice conversation there. Okay, what about Starbucks?
Starbucks. So, Starbucks is cool. It's fun. And we also play games now too.
Yeah, yeah, we can play games, at both. Sometimes we'll play Uno or Bananagrams
Mm-hmm.
or just again shoot the breeze and talk. So yeah, Starbucks. What do we usually get there to drink, you and I, when we go?
Well, we always get Americano.
So Americano. And an Americano, if you never had one before, that's just shots of espresso, then with water. And you can look up the background of the drink. Someone explained it to me the one time, but that's what we like. And we usually get it with a blonde, what they call blonde roast, and tall is the small, and that's what we usually get. So I find it humorous when I go in and I ask for a tall blonde, and they just kind of look at me. Right?
That's right.
That's right. Don't call the cops on a tall blonde Americano. Okay, and you can get stuff to eat at Starbucks, but we typically don't. Again, it's a little bit more expensive, the stuff there. Higher quality, probably, for sure. But yeah, and they have a large variety of drinks. And you will sometimes get those other kind of drinks. And when do you get those other kind of drinks usually? When you're with who?
Oh, when I'm with my mama.
When you're with your mama. So, yeah. And those drinks could be good. Actually, their iced teas there are good. You could get, or organic green tea, iced and stuff. And, again, that could be good. So, okay, so yeah, Starbucks. Their music that they played there is a little hipsterish, but typically Starbucks music is good. My only complaint is sometimes it's a little too loud. You think?
Sometimes.
Not for you, just for me and my ancient ears. But okay. So what about other places that you can get coffee outside of the house?
Round town.
Around town. And in our little town here of Bloomsburg, one of the places you can get coffee is my daughter-in-law and Danny's sister, Michaela, runs with her sister the Wandering Boutique. So they have a couple coffee trucks, and that's really good. People enjoy it. You also have what used to be called Fog and Flame and Brewskis, and even the small town that I grew up in, Mount Carmel, they have a place called Cinnamon Sticks. Most places are going to have a coffee house these days. So, you like going to those places?
One of my favorite.
Yeah, it could add variety into the mix, and that's always good. And then chain restaurants, you usually could use a little bit of help with their coffee. They're not the best. for me, maybe Olive Garden, their coffee isn't too bad. Cracker Barrel, maybe it isn't too bad. But, surprisingly, Perkins, a place that, focuses in on their breakfast and has good breakfast, their coffee is pretty poor. But whatever. Yeah, again, to each their own. Okay, what about coffee at home?
Well, it's good, and I love the smell.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the nice things, getting that smell of coffee into the house. Like I mentioned before, for a lot of people, it's like the memory of everything being okay and their mom and dad being around and, making that coffee and everything. So you can get those kind of emotions stirred up from doing that at home. It's kind of nice. And of course, home, hopefully for most people, is a relaxed atmosphere. So and you can sit down, hopefully, and talk with friends or family and drink a cup of coffee. So it's inviting, as they say, right? Making coffee, lots of different ways you could do it, but some of the basics, obviously, is starting with good quality pure water. And for coffees, I always get organic. Try to stay away from some things that they could otherwise have on there with fungicides or whatnot. And the coffee usually, when you get organics, it's usually based on where it came from. You can get blends, but we have a tendency to like Colombian coffee or Peruvian coffee or Sumatra coffee, etc. And they'll vary a little bit on the basis of what's in the soil in those places. So that's how people come to know and like those. It's like a geography lesson if you kind of take a look at the coffees. You have any favorites there?
Well, I just like everything.
Yeah. The interesting thing with doing that is, you can try a coffee like Sumatra, and it's like, this is great. And because it's great, you're drinking it for a few weeks, and then it's like, okay, you try Colombian, and it's like, okay, now this is great. And variety is kind of nice with that stuff. Now, for the purists out there, just to let you know, what do we like to put in our coffee? We don't drink it black.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we put in there?
Well, we always put in sugar.
Right, not too little, not too much.
And we always put in half and half.
Right, some cream, some half and half. And again, not too little, not too much. With that, we might go a little bit more than what other people would have. You like the little bit of cream and sugar in the coffee?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I get it. Again, other people like to drink it straight up. For me, it tastes a little bit too much like tar or Three Stooges short where they're drinking paint. So, I feel like the sugar and the half and half, if you don't overdo it, actually brings the flavor of the coffee out. It doesn't hide it. So, and at home you can have your favorite mug, that you use and whatnot. Anything else about coffee at home?
It's good. It's much happiest, and I do like it's that nice, good smell.
Mm-hmm. So I like all those things. So coffee, yeah, in moderation, good for you. So we just don't overdo it. Like anything, balance is kind of key. So, right? Balance.
That's right.
Balance. Am I balanced, or am I imbalanced?
In a way, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you got to say to everyone?
I would say peace.
I say I need a cup of coffee.
And I would say subscribe, ring a bell.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Get this guy some more subscribers. He's at 147. We're shooting for 150. I promised him a 150. Gonna have a little party for him. Have a cup of coffee and a donut. And I'll try to do a little bit more than that. But okay. Anything else? signing out. See you next time, where we'll probably talk about tea. Have a good one.